What is up? This is Los, and this is the Talking Place. I am here recording, back in the chair, back on this grind. I took a long little break, a long little break. It's not my fault. First and foremost, I was starting to feel like I was gonna be on a roll. I was starting to feel like all right, I got this thing down. I'm gonna be all right. And if you look back, I'm sure some of you may know my last show was back in April, and yeah, that was oh man, what was it? That was the Switch. It was the Switch 2. That show was about the Switch 2, and it was I think it was, yeah, I was hyping myself up again, cuz yeah, all right. Listen, it's been, I don't know, past few days I've been really messed up. Been very tired past 2 days. I think it's going to bed later than I should, and waking up at the buck crack of dawn to take the teenager to high school, which is really hurts to say it sometimes. But yeah, past 2 days I've been messed up, so bear with me. All right, so yeah, back in April, it was all about the Switch 2, and spoilers. I am still very much wanting to talk about the Switch 2, but I'm not. I'm gonna stop myself. I will, but probably not this episode. I'm actually going to be talking about a few different things, and hopefully maybe I'll knock out a few episodes, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so the last show, it was back, like I said, back in April, and that was 4 months ago. 4 months. It flies. It's really not my fault. It's not. The earth is spinning really fast for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but it's not me. Time is flying. I have no time to be doing stuff. It feels like, whatever I do, it's like I'm stealing it for myself. Like, all right, I'm not doing nothing else but this. So that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like there's a lot of that going on. I feel like everybody's in the same boat with that. I really feel like everybody has that going on for them right now. How it's so fast. I mean, I remember back when I was a kid, when we were kids, like the hype for Christmas in December. It made December itself feel like it was like 3 months long by itself, just December. But now it's like everything is going by so fast. Like the summer started and then it was over. and like, what did we do? We didn't do nothing. Like we did like one or two like big things, but that was like, the rest of the days is just a blur. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll think about it, and I'll make a show on that. but for right now, let's talk about how inconsistent I am and how lazy I am. Yeah, so I was getting the ball rolling on making shows. I wanted to do that, and this was April. May, June is when the Switch 2 came out. So that was my last Switch 2 show before it came out, and I recorded another show at that time. The last time I got on the microphone to record that Switch show, I actually recorded another show that I never posted, and I'm going to post it after this one. I'm gonna do that, and I am going to I'm gonna do that. Okay. I'm messed up, I'm telling you. I need more coffee. That show that show was about blogging. And because at that time when I was going at it, it was my, it was springtime going into summer. Summer was about to start rolling in, and I had time. I felt like I was like, I was in a flow. I was able to find time to do stuff. And, I was working on the blog a lot more. I had just salvaged it. I found it, hidden deep underground. I excavated the remains of the blog, and I resurrected it. That's the word that I was looking for. I hope you enjoyed that journey. But yeah, I resurrected it, and I was having a lot of fun with it. And you know, like the blog, like everything else, summer came. And summer, for me, all the time, every single year, summer is just like this huge massive like eclipse that I see coming down the pipeline. I can't do anything about it. And that's the way it always has been. Summer is always dominated by just being here, being a dad, being present as I can, and not doing a lot because summer, kids are home. There was a lot of being home this summer. I'll get into that later, but for the most part, summer is just like, hanging out with the kids, doing whatever they're wanting to do. It's harder for doing creative things, and I noticed that, like, it's just easier to not fight it because if I fight it, then I get flustered, I get burnt out, and I get like, I get antsy because I know that there's things that I want to do. I know that there's stuff that I need to do, that I put in my head, like, okay, I need to get this done. I need to do this. I need to do it. And then I don't have time for it because, I wake up and I'm doing whatever there is to do. I'll like, feed the kids breakfast, make them breakfast, and do whatever it is that is needing to be done surrounding that. I will, entertain and make sure they're not bored or not killing each other or, doing whatever. And it's like, I don't have time to clean the house. It was very evident towards the end of the summer that the house just looked like it was like, on the cutting room floor of hoarders. Like, it was bad here. It was bad. And it was hard, and it's always hard on me on the summertime. Like, I always feel like I'm very not in control, and I hate that. And I'm always in the mindset of take it and be happy, because there's an alternative to not being like surrounded by the chaos of kids and stuff. And I know the give and take with it. I understand it. And I always remember back to when, there was that point in life where about 5 years ago, Jesus, like almost exactly 5 years ago, that there was that point where it was not, it was very clear that it was not guaranteed that I was going to be, doing much of anything anywhere. So, there's alternatives to being surrounded by chaos, and I prefer chaos. 6-7 days out of the week, twice on Sundays, I will prefer the chaos over anything. But still, that that doesn't make it less chaotic. I mean, it's still hard. It's still taxing. But yeah, it's really something that I've learned to live with, and I wanted to just like, as soon as summer hit, I knew it. I knew what it was going to be. I knew I wasn't going to be blogging. I knew I wasn't going to be making no podcasts. I knew I wasn't going to be doing any of that stuff, because that stuff for me, it takes time. And that when I take time with it, I like to sit down. I like to relax. I like to, focus and be able to not be bothered. If I was to try and do any of that during the summer, it would take me like literally weeks to just do one thing, to like, put out one blog post or something, because I just didn't have the mental capacity to sit down and do anything. Like even at nighttime, I'll be here in the bed and I wouldn't have the mental strength to sit there and like type. I just want to relax. I just want to do nothing. So yeah, here we are now. It's after the summer's over. I don't care what you say. Summer's over. Kids are back at school. This is now the second week of school. It sucks. It's really hard. It's still hard every day. We have the baby, the princess, the COVID child. She started kindergarten, and it sucks because she loves it so much, and she does not need us anymore for a lot of things. But it is what it is, and it gives a lot more free time for me during the day. That's why I'm able to sit here and record, and why I'm planning now. Now that I'm off my ass and I'm forced it, I got off my ass to sit on my ass right here and record. But now that I'm getting back into that mentality, I'm gonna start focusing more on other stuff, like getting back on the blog. I was hitting the blog really hard. I'll talk about it in the next show that you hear. I was hitting it really hard, and I was going at it with a lot of stuff, and I was wanting to keep that going, and I just couldn't. I was so mad that I stopped, but I need to get back on it. I got ideas on what I want to do, what I want to talk about, what I want to write about, and everything. It's something that I'm looking forward to doing, and I'm glad that I'm able to sit here and do it. I had to clean the house first. It's not completely cleaned, because if I completely clean it, it's gonna be like another week or two. But I wanted to do something to get something out to make sure that it's out there, and something to remind everybody that I'm here, because it's been a while. It's been 4 months, and like I said, it's not my fault. It's summer. Leave me alone. I'm horrible. I have no time management skills whatsoever, and I don't have the mental energy to deal. So kudos to everybody who can deal. I just can't. It's not me. But anyway, here we are. That's my where I've been, what I've been doing. It's been, like I said, it's been a chaotic summer. And there was a whole lot of nothing going on. We didn't do much. It's just been a lot of playing catch up with stuff. Kids doing whatever it is they're doing, whatever they want to do, whenever they're wanting to do it. The wife was working a lot, it seemed like, and that's not something that she really chooses to do. That's more of a necessity. So that sucks in itself, but we managed to go to Destin. We went to Destin for a weekend. No, for a week. We went for a week. It went so quick. It felt like a weekend, but we went there. That was the beginning of summer, and we had fun up there. It was a 6-hour drive to get to the panhandle of Florida. And then we we planned it out to get there, and then give it a day or two, and then we were planning on going to New Orleans. New Orleans is a 4-hour drive from Destin. So, we did a lot of driving in the beginning of summer, and it felt like a lot. So we were debating New Orleans for a while, all the way up until about 10 minutes before we actually got in the car. We were still debating it, and we got up. We were supposed to get up super early and start driving, but we didn't. We got up, whenever. We went down, had a little bit of breakfast, and we were like, still like, we gotta do it because, it was a drive. That's what we didn't want to do. We didn't want to be stuck in the car again. And that was the other thing stopping. But I was like, I'm the type to not be quiet around strangers, around people, so the wife tells me all the time, don't be embarrassing, don't talk to anybody, because I get like that. But we're there, going back to the room, and I'm there like saying hi to people, asking them, hey, should we go to New Orleans today? Like, what do you think? Like, and people were like, yeah, why not? Go ahead, get out, go. And I was like, all right. So we got ready and just jumped in the car, went over there, and we spent the day. Well, we didn't spend the day. Spent the day driving. Felt like, but we drove 4 hours to stay there for like maybe 2.5 hours, and we walked around. We experienced it. We saw stuff. We took pictures. We ate some beignets, in the French Quarter. It was something that was memorable. It was something that I'm glad at the end of the day we did it. We had fun, and we enjoyed going. It was hot as hell. It was absolutely horrible. It was like, there's Florida heat. Florida heat is something else. That's the worst. And this was like equivalent to Florida heat. So it was up there, and I don't know if it's that, where it is, the location or whatever. It felt like it was kind of worse than Florida, but not now. I mean, these past few weeks here have been like in the 120s for the feel likes. So it's been pretty bad here. but when we went there to New Orleans, it was pretty bad for the heat. But overall, it was a good trip to go and experience and say, hey, we've been to New Orleans. That's something that we always want to do, and I always want to do, and the wife was excited for it too. So we did. It sucks that the only food that we got to really try were the beignets. There was a lot of food that I was wanting to try. I went looking on YouTube, like, studying videos for tourists in New Orleans and stuff. And there's a lot of food that I want to try. We didn't get to try, and that sucked. But, maybe next time. Maybe there will be a next time. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we did that. And then, after Destin, after New Orleans, we came home. And we just like tried to chill. We didn't have like crazy plans for anything. It was a day by day thing, whatever we were doing. And we just did whatever hung, and that was it. It was something that, like, it'd be great if we were able to do a lot more, to be like, oh, this summer was jam packed with stuff we did, but end of the day, it's like, for me, we're all together, we're all here. We did stuff together, we hung out, we did stuff, here and there. So it was fun, it was good. As long as the kids are not in school, I feel like that's what they care about. that's where they're happy, so that's good. But here we are, we're back at it now. We're back in the fold for school. And yeah, we're just going again day by day, trying to stay awake through the day and see, hopefully I get used to that again. We do have a list of stuff that we were hoping to get through for the summer. We didn't get through all of it. On the top of the list was Epic Universe for Universal, the Universal theme park. We still have not gone. That is something that hurts me because wife and I are such theme park heads and we have not gone yet, and that sucks. So we hopefully one day will be able to get in there and check it out and rip off the band-aid and experience it and all that and see how it goes. I think the hang up is that, we have to pay for all five of us, and like usually when we go to a theme park, it's like we have a pass for it. So we go very, very chill. We're like, okay, we'll go end of the day, not so hot, hang out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then go home. There's no overhanging like, need to do anything. There's no like, feel like you're going to miss out on something if we don't go at this time or if we don't stay for this long. But if we go to Epic, we're paying for it. And it's like, we're going to open and close that bitch. Like that is going to be how it's going to be for Epic. So we're like, it's daunting and it's been so ridiculously hot. Like we just haven't wanted to even think about it. But, now that we're coming up, towards the fall, like we're gonna look and see if we could get that going. But yeah, other than that, it's been that's what it's been, and it's been doing that for a few months now. I was wondering how long I could go with that one, but yeah, so here I am. Let me get this cut off because now I'm just rambling. I have other things that I want to talk about. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Gonna take a little break from this chair because I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. I keep rocking back and forth and it's not helping. but I'm gonna stop this show right here. For the next episode, whenever it comes out, I'll be talking about blogging and what I was doing and how it was. I had to listen to it for a little bit because I completely forgot what I was talking about in there. Because remember, it was back in April. But yeah, I'm gonna put that show out, and it's gonna be pretty much me talking about blogging and where I came from with it, what I've done and what I plan on doing, what I want to do, like all that stuff around that. So look forward to that if you're interested in that. Shout out to Vegas. He actually got me a book for bloggers and for kind of like a self-help book for blogging and writing and stuff like that. So, yeah, I went through it a little bit because this was like back when I was, again, in the flow of things, and then I took the break. So I'm gotta get back into that and see what kind of pointers that book can give me to when I jump back into things. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this one out, to getting that show out. And then after that, I think I'm going to try and record some more today. Maybe give updates on what books I've read lately. Another show about games because this this feed, these podcasts here, the last few of them have been switched to, and I think I'm gonna have to just keep on going down that road because I'm still pretty hyped about gaming and the Switch 2 in general. So I'm looking forward to talking about that some more and getting that going. Heads up, if you are not aware, I actually did one show during the summer. That was for Cat Mike over there at On Second Thought with Mike and Matt. We actually talked about the Switch 2. I think it was maybe the 1 month post release update, like our thoughts and stuff about it and everything. I remember, I forgot when it was. It was a few weeks ago, but I remember it was a really good show. It was really, really fun to sit and talk and you know, conversate with them and everything. So give that a listen. I'll put that in the show notes. If you missed out on that, so you could hear what was going on there, so you could hear me talking more about the Switch 2 when it's not here. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on doing that and keep on going, and then you know, like I said, I'm gonna try and keep things up and going. So you know, look forward to the next few weeks of having some shows, and yeah, that be that. So let me cut this one off. Hope you have a good week. Hope the summer was good. Hope you're staying cool. And if you are, you know, somewhere more north and you're experiencing nice fall weather, I am currently holding up a finger for you. You're number one. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, take care of yourselves and be safe. Peace out.